through hell, but only in your arms I've been myself.
I'm thirsty.
Try this.
Star.
It's a lemon lime soda that's crisp.
I get down about the future when I think about the past. I get caught up, I get defeated. I never got how you could tell. You got me more than I got myself. I wasn't ready, I was wild, you were steady, was too young to be engaged. 3 years already since the feelings were buried and I chose to walk away. I'm still living in what it could have been, hoping we can work it out, and then I can find myself in you again. See the road I could have taken. I see the life I could have had. I see my shadow and reflection. I see with hindsight all too well how only in your eyes I saw myself. I wasn't ready, I was wild, you were steady, was too young to be engaged. 3 years already since the feelings were buried and I chose to walk away. I'm still living in what it could have been, hoping we can work it out, and then I can find myself in you again. I find it hard to hear about you. I find it harder not to know. I found the feelings that I buried with your things on the top shelf. The day I heard you found somebody else. I wasn't ready, I was wild, you were steady, was too young to be engaged. 3 years already, heard that you're getting married, guess she's cool with being second place. I'm still living in what it could have been, knowing we won't work it out, and then I won't find myself in you again.
Just hold on, no, it won't be too long. Soon you'll have a new song singing in your heart. And take time to let the pain just ride through. Just remember not to lose your heart. Don't lose your heart. Lose your heart. Say no to all the fear that tries to take your joy and rob you of your heart. Don't lose your heart. It's your heart. Hush, little one. Hush, little love. You're enough. Just hold on. No, it won't be too long. Soon you'll have a new song singing in your heart.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome into Mogul House Live. We're here again on another Saturday. My name is Bishop, and I'm so glad to see you all in here. You know what we do here. We amplify the artists' voices every weekend, and I'm hyped, man. Today is a special day. We have one of my close friends here, but before I introduce her, I have to say hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for hanging around and waiting for us. We're a little late today. You know that technology sometimes does its own thing, has its own mind. But we're here. We are here, and I'm very hyped. What's up, Space? How you doing? I know it's late over on the East Coast. Hi, Pastel. Welcome in. Oh, Tina, thank you for the 16 months. Tina, you an OG. You be hanging. You be in there tight. Love you dearly. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us again on another Saturday, spending your Saturday here with us. Once again, y'all know what it is. If you ain't following us on YouTube, go to our links right now and click like and subscribe. Go and check out all the videos. Let the artists know how much you love them, how much you appreciate their artistry, as well as join the Discord so you can stay up to date with what's happening here in the Mogul House. That link is coming up for you probably very soon, but Sonata is in the chat as well, so he'll probably be having some links going. The artist we have for you today, it's so good. It's so good. Now, I got history. I mean, like this person I know, like from back in the day. This is when I kind of had hair on my head, like back in the day. It was starting to fade. Yeah, that's way. Yeah. So he's starting already. But we're so hyped about him. So I need you to do something before I introduce her. Please go tell a few people. Send them a text. Send them some on Discord. Like, don't miss the Mogul stream today. If you're watching us on YouTube as well, welcome into Mogul House. We love that you guys are here joining us today, and we got something special for you, my friend, all the way from up the street right now in LA. Chris is here in the studio with us. She's a Latina artist, pop artist. This girl is killer. I've known her for over, it would be close to 8 years now. Ooh. Getting close to 8 years. Because I met her in 2015, end of 2015. Whoa, that's 8.
Wow, we're about to hit the decade.
But you guys get ready. Like, this is going to be so good. And her band is with us today, too. We got Ryan here on the pad. We got Nico. Did I get it right? Oh, I'm good at names today. I'm usually terrible. Yeah, it's pretty bad usually. Yeah, Nico should be easy to remember too, because not a lot of people have that name, Nico. So he's on guitar. Then we got the man. This is my boy right here. This is Abe. This is Chris's husband. You guys have probably seen him before. He's produced 2 of my songs as well. The third one is coming out in a couple weeks, actually. Well, months, yeah. But yeah, Abe, glad you're here, bro. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited. This is, I think, my first live performance this year. Like,
whoa, really?
I have been in music releasing mode for a very long time.
You have.
And this is the year to perform live, and why not give my debut to Mogul House?
Yeah.
So this is really special. Well, thank you for having us.
We love exclusive moments here. Like, it gets really serious. So there's already this is an exclusive moment. Chris's first performance here of the year. We got to put that exclusive sign on top. Golly, this is awesome. We also have these things where we take a sip when it gets like, you know, just a little like tea or something falls out from your mouth. So if you say some tea, we just go command sip, and everybody takes a sip with us. I need a beer. Somebody crack me up in a beer. F this little pop here and soda. All right. Well, again, welcome into Mogul House. Again, my name is Bishop, and we're sitting here with Chris. She's a good friend of mine. Yes, Big Wave, baby. Come on. Also, who won the guitar? Like, what guitar are we using today? Uh-oh. There was a poll that went up. So every week we do a poll, and people can pick what guitar goes on the wall, which would be above your head.
Ooh.
Yes, yes. So usually we have like thousands of guitars here, but all of them have been breaking lately. So we've had to like send them to get fixed. Like mine is, it needs a touch. Which one, Sonata? Teal again. Well, that's probably the only one that's actually like looking good right now. Waiting on a couple other ones. You guys like that teal guitar? What is it? Y'all like green? Should we get more green guitars in the house? Okay, we're in invisible mode right now. You can't tell who just walked in here.
She's
Green screen,
cute.
ghost.
Wow.
Somebody that has a song called Ghost Heart. You can't see him, but hey, and magically there is a green guitar up there. Thank you guys for participating in the poll today. Chris, what's new? What's happening in your life right now? What's all the things?
Man, this year has been so cool because it's been one of those years where I kind of had this mindset like, let's not wait for the moment, let's create it.
Oh,
You know, because
hey,
sometimes,
that's good.
you know what I mean?
Say that again.
Sometimes we just try and wait for certain opportunities to come
Yeah.
and like fall on our lap, and then when everything feels like it's in its place, then I'll go and step out and do that thing that I said I was going to do. But Abe and I, my husband, also my producer, and we had this conversation about how are we going to really lean into what we want to do and create those opportunities for ourselves and
Yeah.
build what we
Yeah.
want to build long term. You know, nobody could really do that for you.
Yeah.
And so I felt that weight, and I'm so excited because I get to kind of live out that dream and start taking steps towards that. Like this moment right here with you guys feels like kind of the fulfillment of something that I told myself, like, I'm going to do more of this year.
That's
So
right,
it's
yeah.
so dope to not just release music. You know, I'm a recording artist as well, love to sing in the studio, but I also love the raw and intimate and organic and just freeing moment of being able to create a live experience around the music.
sure, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's been really fun to just start rehearsing and have the musicality and hear the guitar parts and just enjoy live music.
Yes,
You know?
definitely, yeah.
So it's been a cool year to just focus on that, on creating the moment,
Yes,
if you will.
and you are doing that for sure. You already, like we talked maybe 2 months ago. You stopped back by here,
Yeah.
and we were just talking about it. Now you've already manifested so much of what you were saying you wanted to see happen. But
about
it does take that effort to just go, I'm going to do it. Let me actually do it. Some
right.
people talk about it. Some people get it done. I like to get it done, people. We call them getting shit done. Get it done. Just do it.
Literally.
There's so many talkers, and we ain't got time for that. You never can get time back, but you can always get more money. So go make money. If you need to go make money, go do it. But as far as time, you got to invest the time if you want to see it happen. So you're doing that. You also have merch out right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I rolled out my first merch collection.
Oh,
So
right.
excited.
Yeah, and it
Yes.
looks dope. But
Thank you.
if you guys want to see the merch here, click on one of these links here, and I'm sure it'll lead you right to it. Her socials are there as well. And check out, when I say we got a star in the room, like she got millions of streams. All right. So then also she's been on commercials. She was on a commercial during the Super Bowl. I had people over here eating wings and drinking beer, and all of a sudden we see like one of my literally she's like family to me, like a sister. She's on this milk commercial. I was like, what the hell? Krista done made it.
It was an out of body experience for me too.
Yeah.
Like we were just watching. It was the Grammys actually.
That was the Grammys.
It was the Grammys.
Grammys. That's the musical Super Bowl.
Literally,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time last year, a little bit over a year ago, and we were just watching the Grammys, and all of a sudden the commercial comes out, and I gasped, and I was just watching myself like if I
Yeah.
was a different person.
That's
outside
crazy,
of myself.
man.
I was like, how
But
did this happen?
You literally there are people that see the billboard and the picture of you, and they'll be like, "Hey, don't you know her?" Like, yes, I do. She's famous. I know her. Yeah. So, we'll dive into how I know you later on. I want to hear some good music. I'm sure the chat wants to hear some good music. Chat, you guys ready to hear Chris perform? All right, make some noise in the chat. I need to see some crazy lighters up in there. I need to see some stuff. Let's get it lit up in the chat for Chris. And I'm
go.
introducing her. She is a local artist right here from Los Angeles. She's about to perform a set of 4 songs. So sit back, get you a drink, and enjoy the ride. Take us away, Chris.
Yes, this first song is called Lo Primero. Well, you don't know much about me, so I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. I am a Latina at heart, and of course, there's a duality, right, with my personality because I am in the US and I speak in English, but I'm also very fluent in Spanish because I grew up in Puerto Rico, so I have the Puerto Rican accent and the Cuban blood via my parents and my family. And I was born in Miami. So I try and take from all of those influences. I was even telling Darius that I have part Lebanese in me as well. So like we were laughing because there's like some melodies I do that kind of have that vibe. And I've really tried to tap into that with my music. So if you don't understand Spanish, it's okay. I'll try and kind of give you little pointers. For this one, I'm going to teach you just the hook so you can, kind of echo, because I wanted to include my English speakers in this. So when I sing, Solo tú eres lo primero, you guys are going to sing, Only you are the first. Okay? And this is about putting that person you love in first place. You know what I mean? Like when you know what's first in your life and it just gets you going, this is that kind of song that you want to dedicate to that person that you're like, you're the first thing in my life. Hey. The first thought. Hey. So this is lo primero.
Sonata loves that.
Lo que mi vida solo me das, no hay otro para mí. Ahora vuelvo a donde estás y dejo todo lo demás atrás, porque no hay nada que pueda llenar. Mi fuente está en ti, fluye por tu río, un amor muy distinto me lleva hacia ti, me lleva hacia ti. En cada camino hay que coger un destino, me decidí por ti, ni los segundos ni los terceros, en mi vida eres lo primero. I could have it all or nothing at all, you would still be the first thing. Ni los segundos ni los terceros, en mi vida eres lo primero. I could have it all or nothing at all, only you are the first. Solo tú eres lo primero, hey, only you are the first. Sin ti voy de 100 a 0, say, only you are the first. Solo tú eres lo primero, only you are the first. Sin ti voy de 100 a 0, hey. I could ask you to stay for a while, but you weren't trying to leave in the first place. I could run for 1,000,000 miles, but you still find my way back to your ways. En esta vida hay mil distracciones, me jalan en todas las direcciones. De cocote sin excepciones, tú primero me escoges. Fluye por tu río, un amor muy distinto me lleva hacia ti, me lleva hacia ti. En cada camino hay que coger un destino, me decidí por ti, me decidí por ti. Ni los segundos ni los terceros, en mi vida eres lo primero. I could have it all or nothing at all, you would still be the first thing. Ni los segundos ni los terceros, en mi vida eres lo primero. I could have it all or nothing at all, solo tú eres lo primero. Say, only you are the first. Sin ti voy de 100 a 0, yeah, only you are the first. Solo tú eres lo primero. Sin ti voy de 100 a 0, only you are the first thing. Ooh, Nos fuimos. No hay otro para mí. Hey, hey. I could have it all or nothing at all, only you are the first thing. That was lo primero.
Yes.
This next song is called Ahí estás tú, and it's just basically how sometimes you can be in a place where you feel like darkness is caving in, but if you just look around, left and right, nature, the sun coming up every day, we realize there's always a new opportunity. There's always a new chance to step in and be everything you're meant to be. So Ahí estás tú is just about that, about looking around and seeing hope and seeing love surrounding you. Hope you love it.
El sol está amaneciendo y mi alma está percibiéndote. Te puedo ver en el espacio.
llenando cada esquina de mi ser, por donde quiera que miro, ahí estás tú, en cada paso y respiro, ahí estás tú, en alto tú me has sentado, y aun cuando estoy sola, aquí estás tú, y ahora sé que no me has olvidado, no puedo alejarme, ahí estás tú, ahí estás tú, no te vas, ahí estás tú, ahí estás tú. El universo y las galaxias están girando en torno de tu voz. Mi vida como los planetas dependen de la mano del creador. Medianoche, mediodía, no sé dónde estaría sin tu oxígeno en mi vida. Juro que yo moriría. Ya no quiero nada. Si no estás, no hay nada. Para donde vaya, ahí estás tú. En alto tú me has sentado, y aun cuando estoy sola, aquí estás tú, y ahora sé que no me has olvidado, no puedo alejarme, ahí estás tú, ahí estás tú, no te vas, ahí estás tú, ahí estás tú, yeah. Ahí está tu mano, me persigue, 99 más 1 me bendice, donde quiera que vaya ella me sigue, it's amazing. Oh, ríos de paz, no importa la temporada, el tiempo viene y va, te llamo y ahí tú estás. Mami me enseña a orar, papi me enseña a buscar, de si me empiezo a alejar, así no puedo fallar. Oh no, no, en alto tú me has sentado, y aun cuando estoy sola, ahí estás tú, y ahora sé que no me has olvidado, no puedo alejarme, ahí estás tú, ahí estás tú, no te vas, ahí estás tú, ahí estás tú, yeah. Tú estás ahí estás tú.
That was Ahí Estás Tú.
Yes.
You
good
guys,
job.
I love this song so much. It's actually featuring a friend of mine called Tommy, and he raps that one verse that I tried to rap. So if you want to hear a real fire rap, you can hear it. It's actually, all of these songs are actually out on all digital platforms. So I hope you can enjoy this later on and keep jamming to it. But this next song, I have to say, I am a church girl through and through. Like, I grew up in church, so you know that gospel, soulful, like worship leader Chris sometimes comes out. And to be very honest, I feel like the message of faith is so integrated in everything I create. And every song I sing is very like light and poppy, you know, kind of like flirty and vibey and fun, and that's all a part of my personality. But I would be lying if I didn't mention that obviously I think we all understand that there's dark moments, right? And I was thinking like, what if I kind of like switched the narrative and wrote a song about how I faced that darkness and kind of talking to that darkness, right? There's a hymn that we used to sing growing up, and it was called I went to the enemy's camp. How does it? And I took back what he stole from me. And then it says, under my feet,
Hey.
under my feet,
Hey.
Satan is under my feet. Man, I remember listening to that song, even singing it, and I felt so empowered because it was literally about taking back what was yours in the first place. And sometimes we try and give up our authority, give up our power, give up our purpose, our destiny, our identity over the darkness that so easily tries to take over. But I decided one day I'm going to write an anthem that we can sing to kind of show the power that we have when we truly understand that the truth is more cutting and sharper than the sharpest double-edged sword. There's a scripture that says that. And this song is literally called Doble Filo. And it means that double-edged sword. And it's about, saying, hey, watch out. Because when we own our space, when we use our voice, when we rise up to the occasion, no matter how we're feeling, no matter what darkness is around us, light just breaks through. And you're able to do so much more than you realize. And you're more powerful than you know that. I don't know who needs to hear that tonight. But this song is for you. If you're trying to remember how actually badass and incredible you are, like, this song is that heart and that sentiment. It's called Doble Filo. And if you want to sing it with me in the choruses, we're going to say cuidado. Can you guys say that?
Cuidado.
Cuidado. And what that means is that it's like, watch out. Watch out, because here we come.
Hey.
We're powerful, and the victory is ours.
Come on.
Amen?
All right, don't play.
This is my modern-day version of Enemy's Camp.
Yes.
Se levanta en mi mente una guerra muy demente, sin permiso, sin advertencia, resistencia. Mi espada no está ausente, mi ejército es más fuerte, tengo al frente el que me defiende. No te acerques, cuidado, cuidadito conmigo, cuidado, mi alma tiene cuchillo, cuidado, más cortante que doble filo, yeah, más cortante que doble filo, cuidado, cuidadito conmigo, cuidado, mi alma tiene cuchillo, cuidado, más cortante que doble filo, yeah, más cortante que doble filo, yeah. Tranquilito, tú eres atrevido, te creíste que conmigo podías jugar, pero en mí tus balas no empieces a gastar, vienes a la ofensiva, ahora dispararé, te lo digo Dios y ahora te lo digo yo, el arma puede formar, pero no prosperará, es el final de esta historia, para mí hay victoria, yo en gloria y tú en derrota, así es que cuidadito conmigo, cuidado, mi alma tiene cuchillo, cuidado, más cortante que doble filo, let me hear it, yeah, más cortante que doble filo, say, cuidado, cuidadito conmigo, cuidado, mi alma tiene cuchillo, cuidado, más cortante que doble filo, más cortante que doble filo, al campo enemigo yo fui y yo tomé lo que me robó, bajo mis pies, Satanás está bajo mis pies.
Doble filo.
That's a church run right there.
Hey, hey. This last song I'm going to sing for you guys is called Juntos. I love Rosalia. I don't know who listens to Latin pop, but I want to say this was me channeling my Rosalia era. Actually, let me take that back. I'm always in my Rosalia era, but this one for sure goes hard with the Rosalia. So I need you guys to do all your little claps, all your little flamenco moments. And if you're in the chat, wherever you are, just give me all the little like emojis. You know what I mean? The dance emojis where it's like, that's me right now. I'm going to channel that like red dress dancing emoji.
Yes.
So channel that with me. This is Juntos.
Una cosa pido, es poder estar junto contigo. Y yo sé que al buscarte, tú me aseguras que voy a encontrarte. Puedo oírte llamarme cerca, más cerca de ti. Nada me importa más que estar más cerca de ti. Yo solo quiero amarte y contigo todo el tiempo besarme. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está junto a ti. Y yo solo quiero amarte y contigo todo el tiempo besarme. Tú eres todo lo que quiero. y solo en ti me fijo. Lo resto lo dejo estar en olvido. Fuera de ti no hay nada, pero a tu lado ya nada me falta. Puedo oírte llamarme más cerca a ti. Nada me importa más que estar más cerca de ti. Hey, yo solo quiero amarte y contigo todo el tiempo pasarme. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está junto a ti. Y yo solo quiero amarte y contigo todo el tiempo pasarme. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está junto a ti. Oh, está junto a ti. Oh, está junto a ti. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está. Y cuando tú me miras a los ojos yo puedo volar. Día y noche siempre a mi lado no me vas a soltar. Cuando tú me miras a los ojos yo puedo volar. Día y noche siempre a mi lado no me vas a soltar. Come on, I wanna see you clap like this. Here we go and y yo solo quiero amarte y contigo todo el tiempo pasarme. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está. There you go. Hey, y yo solo quiero amarte y contigo todo el tiempo pasarme. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está junto a ti. Oh, está junto a ti. Oh, está junto a ti. Tú eres todo lo que quiero, todo lo que anhelo está junto a ti. Juntos, juntitos tú y yo, hasta el fin del mundo. Juntos, juntitos tú y yo, hasta el fin del mundo. Juntos.
Oh, man. Give it up for
You need to
Chris.
clap like this.
Wow. Man. I know, right? Man, that was excellent.
Thanks.
I don't feel
Bishop.
like we've been jumping this entire time. Chat, show your love for Chris if you're enjoying so far. Everybody loves you.
Oh, you guys
That
are the
chat's been
sweetest.
going nuts.
I know. I
Oh
love
man.
it.
Oh, Skiz, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Thank you. Man, yeah.
I see some family in there.
1,000 biddies is
Sophia,
in there.
my cousin, my
Yeah.
parents.
Yes. Oh, your cousins are in your family.
Yes, I know my family's showing up. If you know anything about a Latino family,
Yeah.
is we support. Man, they all show up. One of Abe's initiations into the family when we got married 4 years ago was, you're going to be added to the chat. And it was just like such a
Uh-oh.
serious moment. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like, what chat? It's like the family
That's
chat.
not an ordinary chat.
You
I'm
need to be
sure.
initiated.
No.
There's 28 people in this chat.
Ooh.
And I'm sure all 28 of them
Ooh, and I know y'all
are
be
present
lit, don't
here.
y'all?
Oh my God.
Because
Because
I see the videos when y'all are in person, and y'all be partying every second.
We be partying.
So I can imagine that group text. Look at Abe. I love it, man.
I hope you don't have those notifications silenced. But
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
do,
yeah. They probably
it's
going off
okay,
right
so do
now,
I.
right? Well, welcome in to all the family. Hey, Mom, everybody. Thank you guys for being here watching Chris today and her performance debut at the Mogul House. Actually, shout out to Chris. So she actually did the first ever Untapped event that we ever did. That happened in LA. Yeah, you guys were a part of that.
It was the first one.
That was like, man, we met Sonata that night. That was a lot of first like new moments for us, and we've come a long way since then.
May I say, I'm just so proud of you. This is really so cool. This whole team is amazing.
Thank you.
If you're on this chat and maybe this is your first time here, I invite you to just subscribe, support what's happening with Mogul House, because Bishop, you're amazing. You are doing something incredible, and I'm just so honored to be
Thank
part
you.
of it.
Oh, I appreciate that. Dang, gonna make me cry over here.
This
Yeah.
is so dope.
It's special. I mean, we go back. So Crystal and I, we worked at a church together in Florida, and this was my homie, man. Like literally, this was my homie. And there would be moments like I felt like her big brother. So I was just watching out for her. Then I kind of left her there and came out here. But
And then I ended up here.
you did. But we had to tell that story real fast before we dive into your music.
Absolutely.
Because when I was leaving, it was like my last week. She had got this message from this guy. And I was like, she was telling me about it. And I'm looking at
Slid
her
into my
like,
DMs.
big bro kind of like, like, I don't know, Crystal, some random dude hitting you up on your DMs from LA. That sound all kind of sus. So,
Right.
I mean, I think everybody was like, no. But if you knew Crystal was all about the romance. She loved, she had that fairy tale kind of vibes. Just like, oh, it's just so romantic. And he's always like, I'm like, I see all through that. Turns out Abe comes and I meet them at the barbecue spot. Remember that? At Four Rivers.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm looking at him, I'm like, okay, he ain't bad. He don't look creepy, that's for
He's not
sure.
Listen, it could have been a hit or miss.
It could have been because you never know.
You never know. Like, there's
Them
stranger
DMs are
danger,
scary.
But fun fact, like, after we met online, which initially was like super random and kind of sus,
Yeah.
then we started connecting the dots and realized that we had like all these mutual friends. And then plot twist, my grandma and like his parents know each other.
Yeah, that was
like,
crazy.
From years ago.
That
and
was
then
crazy.
my
I let that slide
grandma
after
is
that.
like,
Ah,
she
yeah,
sends me
yeah.
a picture when I'm about to go on my first date with him, and she's like, oh, actually, I know his parents. Let me send you a picture, like
Yeah.
from 1996, and it's like my grandma with my mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's some things that I think are
It
what I
came
call
together.
like God moments.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of them.
He turned out to be
Every
alright.
day.
That's my dog.
Here we are.
Oh no, Abe is amazing, and a lot of those tracks you hear, he's had a big part in making sure that happens, right? Kind of, maybe. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Let me just say, my music would be crusty voice memos if it weren't for this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Abe is
just
the
have an
man.
idea, and I bring it to the studio, and he just makes it
Yeah.
1,000 times better. He brings it to life.
Yeah, this
so
is the
it's
dude. If
amazing.
you need something produced, call him or LeVay, both of them. We
They'll
got to get him and
follow.
LeVay in the studio to produce a song together. Yes, let's make it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, all this amazing music that you put out over the last year and a half, and you've been performing, you've been traveling on the road, opening for it's Becky G, right?
Yeah, so I was singing with her as a background vocalist for
Wow.
a long time, working with her, working with acts like AJ Mitchell as
Okay.
well.
Man.
Last year was wild.
Talk
like,
your stuff, Pastor. Talk your stuff.
oh man, last year was like the commercial, and then all of a sudden I'm at Jimmy Kimmel Live, and then
Man.
I'm at the Billboard Music Awards, and
Yeah.
all these festivals and radio shows, and it was such a whirlwind. And in the middle of all of that, I'm coming home and making sure I'm investing time in my music,
Yeah.
because it's easy to just like hustle if you're a musician. You can work all these gigs, but that that thing that you're trying to build long term, what I was talking about earlier, like that's the thing that I always have to be so intentional. It's not just the daydream, but
Right,
that's
right.
the dream long term.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's been so cool to have work out here as a singer, as a vocalist, and partner with other creatives and artists in the industry at this level,
Right.
which is so cool in the Latin world too, which is
Yeah.
also, it's been very, I think, also edifying and constructive to me as an artist, because we don't realize how a lot of times when we're serving other people's vision while we're building our own vision, it
Right.
actually speaks to what you're trying to build too.
That's true.
So
yeah, because you're taking in so much from that too. That's a
Oh,
part of
yeah.
it. Talk to me about the difference between, because you know the difference. You've been a part of it between the Latino music world and the. Actually, let's go Latino pop and then like pop, like American pop.
Man, it's definitely so different in terms of demographic and how I think sometimes there was a long time where I felt like I had to choose. Like, I need to do either English music or Spanish music. And my first releases like were just in English.
Right.
There was times where I was just doing like worship music, because even as a Christian artist, I felt like I needed to just stick to a sound.
Right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I released this song that we just played, Juntos. It was my first Spanish single. And it blew up. Like, for me, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
No, it did. It blew up for anybody.
It was one of those where I was like, wait a second,
Yeah.
there's this different kind of response, and there was also a different kind of authenticity that came through for me. I think you, even when I showed it to you before it even came out, you were like, wow, Chris, this is so you. This is the most you
It
thing
seemed
you've
so
ever
natural.
done.
Yes, it did.
And I think that changed things a lot for me, because I realized there was a lot of room for me to grow, because the word origin, like originality, is origins, right? So
Yes.
I started tapping into my origins as a Latina,
Yes.
and started creating Spanish music, and realized that as that was flowing so naturally, also the growth was, and the progression was a lot more organic and almost quicker.
Definitely.
But I think that's where I see the distinction, that
Right.
there's some I feel a lot more room
Yeah.
and even like backing because
Yeah.
Latinos are very proud of what's theirs.
Right.
So like when Cubans or Puerto Ricans or just any Latinos, it's like, where are my Latinos out there? It's like,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
a Latina. And
Right.
it's like, you connect, right? Like Nico, when he goes to Argentina, he's from Argentina.
Okay. All right.
People love him. Like
Yeah.
he could be just the guitarist playing with the artist, but everybody's looking at him
Everybody
because
wants-
they're
yeah.
like, oh my God, he's Argentinian. And there's just this special, like, I don't know, for me, it feels like this special ownership I've been able to take in the world of like Latin pop for my sound.
Right.
Because of the way that it speaks to me, the way that it's always been so integrated in my culture, but also the way it's been received has been
love
so
that.
cool because there's so much space to occupy,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. Yeah, I remember us having a conversation too about like when you were trying to decipher, should I go into this? Like, this is what I feel natural is coming to me, or should I fight this fight of everybody else is saying I should do pop, I should look this way, do this way. I remember telling you, run in the lane that you have. Like, nobody can run in your lane except for you. If anybody else tries to run in your lane, they're going to trip and fall because it was designed for you to run. So the fact that you are doing what comes natural to you is so sick. I can guarantee you ain't going to catch my ass over there. I'm staying right over here in my lane. Maybe I'll give you a little, only you were the first. That's it. Stand out, get back out.
Listen, but
Yeah.
I will be in your lane
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But
You know what I mean?
that's just how life is, though, right? Like, we shouldn't be over in lane Abe either. Like, he got his own thing.
Exactly.
I'd be trying to learn from him if he share a little secret. Earlier, I asked him because I thought it was a guitar, and this sound, he was like, "Oh, that's a CP. What did you say, CP80?" I'm like, man, how you make that sound like a guitar? Kind of. He'll be trying to tell me them secrets. I was trying to ask what the secrets are in the mixing and stuff. But I mean, just everybody has their own way of how they engage with
right.
music because we all approach it from a different perspective. In your originality of who you are, where you come from, like the fact that you have Lebanese, you got the Puerto Rican in you, you got all these different things. Cuban, yeah, you got wow, yeah, you got all this flavor. You gotta let that out. You gotta engage with what that looks like because nobody else is going to see it that way. So I think that's beautiful. Okay, so we ask a question here at the Mogul House to every artist. I want to hear yours. Now we do the Mount Rushmore of music. That's Mount Rushmore. So we got 4 presidents. That means we need 4 artists. Who is your Mount Rushmore in music? Ooh, I know. It's a hard one. Because there's so many, I'm sure.
I mean, I feel like I just said Rosalia.
Okay.
And that, like, she's up there for me, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Why? Why is that?
Because she does just that. What I talked about, originality, is what makes her original is that she sticks to her origins and like her roots as a Spaniard artist.
Yeah.
She does pop, but she adds like flamenco and parts of her culture into the music. And she studied like technical training with her voice of like how to sing like very like flamenco, like like all those like runs and stuff. And you hear her integrated in such a like beautiful way, and it feels so effortless because she is literally owning her lane.
Right.
And you know, I think she does an incredible job at that. I'm really inspired by her.
Yeah, that's good. I love that one. Okay, give me another one.
Ooh. Oh my God, Ariana Grande.
Ooh, that's heavy.
And it's so funny because you have told me before, like, oh, you kind of remind me of her, like her, like I just feel like I study her. She doesn't know this, but she's my vocal coach. Like I will literally watch her videos. Like I will study her runs and I'll pause it and I'll slow it down. Abe knows because I'll drive him crazy at home.
That's an amazing one. Okay, you want to know why I tell you wouldn't think of why I say that to you? It's not because of the vocals or because you're Latina. It's because your personality reminds me of her. Like when she does Jimmy Fallon and she does all like the acting where they do like I forget what that's called, where she has to act out or sing
Like
a different personality. Yeah. You have. I remember back in the day just how like theatrical you're like when you would do stuff or be dancing. I'm like, you remind me of Ariana Grande. That's why. But I mean, singing wise too, of course. But yeah, she's a beast overall.
No, she's a beast.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to see her do Broadway.
she is. She's recording Wicked right now.
Oh, okay, of
Yeah,
course.
so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That really makes sense for her.
She is a beast. If you ever get a chance to just watch any of the stuff with her and Jimmy Fallon, like the acting bits and stuff she does, killer.
Absolutely.
Okay, 2 more.
Okay, Camilo. Camilo is an artist. He's like in the Latin pop world, but he's also very like integrated in his faith. He's like a husband. He's a father, and I love that he brings family and like love into his music. It's so beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Like all of his rollouts are very like natural to what he's living, and it makes me feel like I could also like be a mom and be on the road and be a wife and
Be a
do this
mom.
artist thing. I don't know. Be a believer. Like do all these things and reach people, inspire people. My husband just opened his eyes like be a mom.
Yes.
I love Camilo.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's
I'm loving that
incredible.
you're here because you're getting us hip to. I think we've only had 3 Spanish artists out here, which we need to do that more. Has it only been 3? Well, and Chris right now is what I can think of. We've had some Filipino, but you are our like first Latina artist to come. So you're getting us hip to a lot of names that we normally don't hear. We usually hear in John Mayer, which no slight to John Mayer, but it's cool to hear these different names that
Right.
many of our listeners probably don't know of, or if some of them do, they're probably like, yeah, finally, This is the first time I didn't seen Sonata over there moving his hips and clapping. So you got him going
Hey.
like, geez, there is a
Mission
miracle in the
accomplished.
room, okay? All right, who's the last one?
So my mom said Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly's definitely like been someone that has inspired me for sure.
Mm,
But if I'm being honest, like right now,
mm.
I am on the SZA album.
Woo! What song?
I love. Oh my God, Kill Bill.
Oh, yes.
And
What a
there's
blessed
so
song.
many. There's
Yeah.
so I love that it feels almost like she has her lane, but she's
Yeah.
also kind of genreless in this
Yes.
album. And
Facts.
I identify to that so much because what I was telling you about how I've always felt like I had to fit a box, a genre, a
Right.
look, a sound. And it inspired me to be like, oh no, this is all SZA because it's coming from SZA
Right.
and it all sounds different and she's experimenting. And so lately I go in the studio and I'm like, let's do a SZA vibe.
Do a
And then
SZA
it's
vibe.
like, but what is a SZA vibe? And we'll literally have to choose a song because all of her songs are a different vibe.
That's
but
funny because I agree with that. It's like she can do a lot of different things, ebb and flow in and out.
I love a
Yeah.
versatility moment. you
Definitely.
know?
Hey, me too. I love it too. We have some, and I forgot to say this, so chat, way to go. But if you're new in here and you have a question for Chris, just put command, which is exclamation point Q, and then ask your question for Chris. We're going to ask him these questions kind of rapid fire spit because this girl has an important event to go to right after this. So we got to start moving because we got to get one more song out of her, all right? So I have a quick question from you from Sonata G Major. What did you listen to on your way to Mogul?
Oh, we were listening to Carla Morrison. She's a Mexican artist. She has a beautiful voice.
Look at him. He in
You know
heaven.
Carla
He's in
Morrison?
heaven.
Wow.
In heaven. Yeah, yeah.
I just like tapped into her.
Could you give us your Mount Rushmore in Spanish? Is that didn't she just do? All of her artists were mostly
Yeah,
Spanish.
Rosalia, Camilo.
Yeah. Okay. And Sunflower Blitz, what's the earliest memory you have with music? Great question, Blitz. Wow.
Ooh. My family's super musical. My dad was in a salsa band.
I can see that.
He was, and he's still like to this day. He plays congas and
Yeah.
sings. My mom is also. She went to school for music. She's a songwriter,
Okay.
an incredible singer. She
Wow.
plays keys.
Yeah.
So my home was always very musical.
Wait, your
Oh
mom
yeah,
can
she got
play
the
too. Like
chops.
play. First of all, if they're in here, hello. I've not seen them in forever. I hope you all are
Yes,
doing well.
they are there,
Yeah.
and they love you very
Oh
much.
man, they are the sweetest people. I
They
used to love
are.
when they would come to church because they'd be dancing and clapping, and just a little movement out there, just a
Oh
little.
my goodness.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think other than my home, definitely church. Like I grew up in church, so I feel like
Yeah.
I was always surrounded by that, like worship or music
Yeah.
or like when my family would get together, it was always this like we would come around the piano and sing
Love
and
it.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
the party was always there.
Yeah, that's cool. Great question, Bliss. I love that question. We have a question from Imani. Favorite collaboration? Wow, great question.
Ooh,
Who's a dope producer, by the way, from London. Manny's dope. You gotta check him out.
that's a really hard question.
Lives in Toronto now, but it's from London, correct? Okay.
I love all of my collaborations for different reasons, but Alex Campos is up there.
Alex Campos.
Alex Campos is like a legend in the Latin kind of like cultural music,
Yeah.
I would say, and Christian,
yeah,
but
yes.
he's also like
Yeah.
a crossover. So he creates like faith-based like music and stuff, but he also like plays at like festivals and mainstream
yeah.
events, and he's like crossed over with his sound, and he's kind of one of those classics,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
And he reached out to me on Instagram,
That's
and I thought
dope,
I was
yeah.
being scammed. I was like, Alex Campos, listen to my album, and then
Yeah.
we got to collaborate. So that was
That's
really
dope.
dope.
What song was that y'all came out with?
Malos tiempos.
Miles Team. I think I remember that. Yes. Okay. I remember that
Ballad.
song.
Yes.
Pastel, what's your studio snack? Wow, that's a good one because we eat snacks when we go to your studio.
Yes.
What are the snacks you have there?
Oh my god, I love chips. I'm a big like chips and salsa girl. I also like healthy snacks. I know it's kind of boring,
You
but
do like healthy snacks. That's okay. It's good. So we ain't
it's
in there just
fine.
eating
Like
chicken
mixed
wings.
nuts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, like a bar,
Yeah.
protein bar. So lame.
No,
I
but-
love popcorn.
The thing is, though, Abe likes eating good food. So when we get done, like we can't. One time, I think I picked the wrong place. I just picked it off of what's his name. It was terrible, wasn't it? Remember that place we went to, the Asian place? It was bad. You don't remember? Yes.
Oh,
Whitney was
yes. Some Thai place, yeah. Don't take me to no whack restaurant. We're gonna
was
Yelp
not
review
good.
it. We're gonna make sure
Oh
it's good.
man, the orange chicken was blue. You know,
Ew.
yeah. Bad Yelp review there. Do you remember the moment when you transitioned into being more analytic with music rather than just enjoying it? Great question, I'm Maney.
Definitely when I went to school.
Oh, yeah.
When I went to college and I decided I'm gonna study this, and then I was like in my music theory classes, like in my ear training classes, like should I actually do this? And then I had to remind myself that I love it and do it out of the enjoyment, because sometimes spending so much time in the rehearsal room and like practicing and classical music and learning all the vocal technique, like it was very defeating, because
Yeah.
that's not how I came into it in the first place. It was just more out of like the do, but then like putting the discipline behind it and
Yes.
having to go to school for it.
Yes.
Like a lot of my friends quit and they still do music.
Right, yeah.
But the schooling aspect of it definitely gave me a better ear and more analytical like take.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, school, it'll do that to you.
Yeah.
And you're surrounded by so much musicality. So you just
Oh,
kind of be looking around like,
Can't
sometimes you be sizing people up like, dang, wonder if I can do that run. Yeah. One last question. RBD defined my early Spanish music discovery. Did RBD touch you?
RDV.
RBD?
Oh, RBD.
Oh, thank
the-
you. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm just reading the question.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So what was the question?
Say it again. What's the define your early Spanish music discovery? That band, or it defined his. Did it define yours, or did it touch yours? At some
Oh,
time?
okay. It definitely wasn't so much RBD, but I do remember them. Y soy rebelde
Yeah.
cuando no sigo a los demás. I do remember that.
So y'all had to show me
But
this stuff. I have no
I
idea.
wasn't-
Yeah.
I wasn't
Oh, really?
allowed to
Wow.
watch RBD.
Yeah.
They were, more literally. It's called rebellious. Like
Yeah.
that's what they
Oh,
were.
okay, yeah. You as a church girl.
Oh
So
my
you-
goodness, this is so cheesy, but like. I feel like I was a big Disney Channel girl, but
I
like
can
in the
see
era
that.
that Disney Channel
Crystal,
was
I can
like,
definitely see that.
oh my goodness, Cheetah Girls.
I just compared you to
Hannah
Ariana
Montana.
Grande. Oh yeah, Cheetah Girls. I can definitely see you want to be a Cheetah
Friggin',
Girl.
What's the other one? High School Musical.
Oh.
Like I would learn those soundtracks.
Because remember
with
when you were, I don't know, remember you were doing High School Musical with someone like, and at the church, y'all were like reenacting it?
No, it was wicked because I'm also obsessed with like.
See, yeah.
Whenever I see someone less
I used to
fortunate
just be
than
like,
I.
what is happening right now, y'all? But I love it though. I enjoy it all. Okay, well, we're going to have you play one more song because we got to get Chris out of here. Chris, remember back in the day when we used to I would literally show you how to, I would come into church and I would have to do a hymn or something, like Because He Lives, and Crystal would have to play because the other keyboard player could not play those songs. I would show Crystal before his service, play this diminished chord here, do this. Then when I sing this run, go here. And she literally every time had it. She's such a beast. I remember like literally she would, I would be singing something just in like we rehearsal or setting up rehearsal, and she would repeat every one that I did. And I'm listening to you now and I'm like, this girl, you have come so far as a vocalist, as an artist in general. What you bring to the table is just so needed. So please don't get tired, don't get weary, stay with it, stay focused, keep your eyes on the prize that is in your lane. It is just beautiful to see. Your music is beautiful, what you've been able to put together. Your awesome husband, who I love so dearly, he know he my brother, but just what you guys have created is so amazing. And if you stop, what you take to the grave, like we won't ever experience it. So let everything die empty. When you shut your eyes 60, 70, 80 years from now, make sure everything that was in your heart and in your gut as far as music, that it comes out, because we need it. We definitely need it for sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, we got one more song from Chris. I love you dearly. It's had to say that. Welcome into Mogul House. If you're not familiar, this is what we do every Saturday at 7 p.m. So you can join us here on YouTube or right here on Twitch. We got one more song coming from Chris and her band. Please check this out.
This song is off my most recent EP, Negocios. This song is the title track, Negocios. Here it goes.
No tengo el mejor resumen, pero gracias a Dios todo va bien. Porque tú me has dado todo lo que en la vida yo he necesitado. No tuve el mejor GPA, no estudié medicina ni ley. Pero tú me has dado mucho más allá de lo que había imaginado. Y si dicen que no califico, que no le meto y gano muy poquito, porque todo lo grande pequeñito empieza. No me rindo, no me importa lo que piensan. Esto no va a acabar, son los negocios de mi padre donde encuentro la llave para ganar. Aquí no hay nada que perder, contigo me va a ir bien. Esto no va a acabar, son los negocios de mi padre donde encuentro la llave para ganar. Aquí no hay nada que perder, contigo me va a ir bien. De una cosa estoy segura, aunque parezca una locura. Pa' esto doy la vida hasta la muerte. Fue escrito por la cruz, cambió mi suerte. Aquí nadie se queda sin empleo, Aquí se pasa bien, esto está a fuego. Ahí él te dice voy a ti y pago doble. Yo te abro el camino, ve y corre. Y si dicen que no califico, que no le meto y gano muy poquito, quien oficio tiene su casa mantiene, y la familia sabe que tú eres el jefe. Esto no va a acabar, son los negocios de mi padre donde encuentro la llave para ganar. Aquí no hay nada que perder, contigo me va a ir bien. Esto no va a acabar, son los negocios de mi padre donde encuentro la llave para ganar. Aquí no hay nada que perder, contigo me va a ir bien. Lo que estamos construyendo nunca se puede derrumbar, y lo que estamos edificando dura por la eternidad. Esta es mi herencia y no es por coincidencia. Sellas el contrato con tu amor, tu sangre me dio un futuro que es mejor. Esto no va a acabar, son los negocios de mi padre donde encuentro la llave para ganar. Aquí no hay nada que perder, contigo me va a ir bien. Esto no va a acabar, son los negocios de mi padre donde encuentro la llave para ganar. Aquí no hay nada que perder, contigo me va a ir bien. Contigo me va a ir bien. Son los negocios de mi padre. No importa dónde venga, no importa dónde va. Si te oleaste como, esto no va a acabar, no. Esto no va a acabar, no.
Let's give it up in the studio for Chris.
Thank you guys.
Man, our chat is jumping. See all these emotes.
Love you guys so much.
I
Thank you for
love
all the
it.
love on that chat. This was so much fun.
Yeah. Well, again, if you haven't followed Chris yet, the link is going to be coming up in the chat from Sonata here. Please go and check out Chris right now. Go follow her on Instagram. Check her out on Spotify. Like all of her songs. Follow her there. Go to her YouTube channel. Subscribe. All the things. As well as, please check out our YouTube, because this week you'll be able to see some of the follow-up videos of what we have, cuts from today. Big shout out to Chris and her band today. Ryan, Nico, the homie, Mr. Abe, everybody. These guys are amazing. They've lit it up in here today. Again, thank you for being here. We'll catch you again hopefully over the next couple of weeks with some new artists. We got Rachel Gons coming, Gonzalez. We got this guy named Quinn. We got a whole bunch of people coming. It's going to be awesome. And we got Mirabelle, right? Mirabelle's coming in May. Mirabelle is awesome, like Twitch famous. Y'all, everybody on Twitch know who Mirabelle is. She's going to be here in May. It's going to be a lot of great, incredible artists that you do not want to miss. So we got a lot of crazy stuff happening, as well as if you have not streamed Wildflies of Rain from our boy Darren Kirksavi, please go do that. He's hit a great amount of streams this week, and it's all because all of you all listening and streaming songs, so go check it out. Again, thank you guys for being here. My name is Bishop, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
It's been a week from hell. I lost my job at Five Guys. My girl, she's kicked me out. She thinks I'm lame. Well, maybe she's got a point. Who gets the sack from Five Guys? She thinks I'm so incapable of change. Maybe I can cut down on my sleep, give you what you need.